Welcome back to Alex Armstrong Tonight. Well, crime in London, our capital city, and across the country feels to many like it's been spiralling out of control in recent times. And let me tell you, as a Londoner, I certainly feel it has been. And high-value watch thefts in wealthy areas such as Mayfair are becoming increasingly common. One high-profile case earlier this year saw 24-year-old Blue Stevens stabbed to death outside a luxury hotel in Knightsbridge, of all places, by a gang who were allegedly targeting his Rolex watch. And our next guest tonight was also targeted for his Rolex earlier this year as a knife-wielding mugger attempted to rob him in South Kensington, another one of London's most exclusive neighbourhoods. With high-value thefts targeting high-value individuals becoming a day-to-day occurrence, does lawless Britain now risk driving the wealthiest citizens abroad simply to ensure their own safety? And here to tell me his story tonight is businessman and asset liquidation specialist Wolfgang Douglas. Wolfgang, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm sorry that you've had to go through this ordeal, but do you mind just telling the audience a little bit about what happened to you?
Well, in my particular instance, I was very lucky that I was actually driving in a security car at the time, which was a basically smash-proof or bulletproof car. I had a predominant number plate which read Gypsy, so it was probably well known in the area. The biker in my attention stopped across the road as I was getting out of the car, put his hand in the grit, speed over on his electric bike, which is so common, balaclavaed up, and I jumped back in the car, threw the grit at the window and tried to get me to open the door. I refused to open the door. He took a large knife out and started stabbing the window.
Wow.
I mean, this story, which I'm telling you, is happening every day.
And you know some other wealthy people in London as well. Have you heard of similar horror stories?
I mean, look, I'm hearing this story repetitively over and over again. But what it's doing is it's driving the wealthy out. You know, if you're a wealthy business owner now in Mayfair or Chelsea, South Kensington or anywhere in London, thanks to Sadiq Khan, you are literally being driven out.
We're living in a time of what feels like pretty significant social change, and it makes us question things that we've even taken for granted for decades. And one of those at the moment that people are wondering about is actually money. Is the money in your bank account safe? Should you be investing elsewhere? Are we looking at a potential global crash? What will it mean for your savings? Is there a way that you could be using your money that might be outside of government control even? Well, TallyMoney is potentially one solution. So I'm delighted to say that I'm joined today by the CEO and founder of TallyMoney, Cameron Parry. What is TallyMoney?
Well, at TallyMoney, you basically get gold you can spend. So we give people an individual account in their name, everyday account. They get a sort code, an account number. They use that account just like they would pounds from their bank, but it's milligrams of gold that we brand as Tally.
Okay. Why would you do that, though? What is the benefit to the customer instead of just having a normal pound sterling account?
Gold's performance against the pound is above 11% per annum over the last 25 years on average. But we still need money in our daily lives, and we have savings. We know that it's good common sense and prudent to save up for things, not just living credit. You know, whether it's a holiday or a rainy day, your retirement planning, you need to have money in your life, basically, that you can rely on, that's dependable, that nobody meddles with, that nobody can weaponise against you, which is another element of government control when it's the government currency, which we could talk about another time. And it should be pretty simple and straightforward, and that's what we deliver at Tally. And really, we just want people to feel safe and happy with their money. There was a time when the bigger your bank balance, the more confident you felt. Now it's like, I need to do something with it. I can't leave it there. In Tally, you can.
Okay, brilliant. Cameron Parry from TallyMoney, thank you so much.
Thank you, Bev.
And this is the thing, isn't it? These are what used to be the neighbourhoods of not just of wealthy people, but anybody could walk down these neighbourhoods and feel so safe, so relaxed. And now I mean, I hear stories from the guys who come over here from Saudi Arabia and Qatar not bothering anymore because they're worried about knife crime, they're worried about muggings. And I know that not everyone at home is going to feel sympathy for the wealthy, right? I totally appreciate that. However, they're human beings, like all of us, and they're being deliberately targeted. I saw a story earlier this year where gangs are looking through restaurant windows in nice, expensive areas like South Kensington and Mayfair and looking for men who are wearing nice watches, and then they do hold them at knife point. This is what do you think needs to happen in London to beat this?
In reality, Sadiq Khan needs to take a step. You know, he is the mouthpiece of London. And Sadiq Khan, his job is to actually do his job. Instead of talking about mean tweets or police people trying to catch you on a camera doing 30 and a 20. You know, knife crime's a real problem. And when you drive the wealthy away, everyone likes to bash the wealthy. You know, it's a common practice. But they employ everybody. They create the jobs, they build the businesses, and ruining the 1% that pays the 50 is insanity. The maths don't add up.
Totally agree.
And from an economic point of view, I'm seeing restaurants close earlier. I'm seeing a massive hit with tourism. I personally am involved in asset liquidation, which sees bankruptcy. And these people are not just having bankruptcy, they're closing and leaving. They're fleeing.
They're taking those jobs with them, you know, that's the problem.
They're taking the talent with them as well.
Indeed. Sebastian, you're a councillor in London. Do you hear stories like this?
Fortunately, not in my community. I'm a long way from Kensington. I'm in East London. And it's not... I mean, we've had an issue with phone theft like everybody else, but fortunately the police has got on top of it and it seems to be improving. We cross our fingers, we never quite know, but yeah, that seems to be an improving picture for us.
I'm a Londoner born and bred. Adam, I know you're nearby in Essex. A lot of Londoners move to Essex now, don't they? They just go, I've had enough of this. I don't feel safe. My children, I don't feel safe letting my kids out. I know my family got out of London when they saw the crime soaring here 15 years ago. How do you feel with your punters who come in to visit your pub?
Look, one thing you probably didn't know when you booked this guest is that I've had 2 high-value watches stolen off of me. In 2015, I had a Patek Philippe. I come home from the pub. As I went to put my key in the front door, I had 3 masked men run down my drive. I managed to fight them off. I chucked my house key so they couldn't get in where my family was, but they ended up tracking me down, got me, and got my watch off, and it went into the black market. Yeah. But one thing I will say about London, knife crime is up 80% over the last decade. Sadiq Khan is never speaking about this at all.
I agree.
You know, and he wants to talk about trees or he wants to talk about traffic systems. We have a knife crime epidemic in London.
Agree. Wolfgang,
I'll go one step further.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but Wolfgang, we'll have you back on the show, please. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. But when we contacted the Metropolitan Police about Wolfgang's case earlier today, they told us this: officers carried out inquiries. However, no arrests have been made. If new information comes to light, we will review it. This is a Sadiq Khan right of reply here. We've seen a number of politicians here and across the globe talking down London and spreading misinformation about crime and safety in the capital. The evidence is clear. Our approach to tackling crime and its complex causes works. It's driving down violence right across the capital.